in an age of lawlessness and despair. The empire of man lay in ruins, torn asunder by civil war, and racked by famine and plague. Desperate, unscrupulous men deserted the temples of their fathers and gathered in forbidden cults, seeking the favor of the dark gods. And so it was, in the year 2301, that a Kurgan warlord named Asavar Kul united the savage tribes of the Chaos Wastes and made war upon the realms of men. The invaders entered the distant northern kingdom of Kislev and sacked its largest city, Prague. They sacrificed its people to their dark gods, and any who managed to flee were driven into the freezing wilderness. The Empire seemed powerless to stop the Chaos Horde, and many feared that the end of the world was at hand. But in the Empire's darkest hour, a nobleman from the south named Magnus rallied the people of the Empire to resist the invaders, uniting the warring Elector Counts in the process. The Imperial Army marched to the rescue of the Kislevite capital, fighting Kul's army in a massive battle outside the city walls. Joined by mighty heroes from all across the land, Magnus defeated Kul in single combat, and the Chaos Horde was scattered to the winds. Blessed by the gods and heralded as the true Emperor, Magnus returned to Nuln in triumph. But even as the old world celebrated Magnus's victory, the Dark Gods were planning their revenge.
Hello ladies and gents, I am the Rev, and this is Warhammer Chaosbane. And it's going to be coming out for a full release on June 4th, 2019. If you want to get it a little early and you want to do the Deluxe or Magnus Edition, the Deluxe is $54.99. The Magnus Edition is $69.99 USD. You can start playing those on May 31st, which should be when this comes out. So I did do an indie contact where I did a little sneak peek of some of the playthrough of this character, Bragi Axbiter. I'm really curious to see what they added and what they didn't. You guys saw the beginning cinematic we started the video with. So we're gonna do the Slayer. Now I will, depending on how much you guys smash the old like button, throw down some shares, and comment down, of course, in the comments about whether you guys want to see the Empire Soldier, High Elf Mage, Wood Elf Scout, at the very least see the beginning of it, because I'm going to take my two-handed berserker here and we're going to rock all the way. There is supposed to be in-game and a season pass, so they're really putting a lot into the game. Personally, I love this kind of game. Love the genre. So there's our formidable fighters who constantly seek tougher duels and ever more dangerous opponents. Bragi is one such slayer, and certainly among the toughest. The longer the battle, the fiercer his rage, which fuels the strength of his blows as he cuts through hordes of enemies and withstands their attacks.
As a young dwarf in the great city of Karak, you were taught the legends of your ancestors. Ever since, you have longed for the day when you could win fame and glory of your own and restore the luster of your much-diminished clan. When High King Thorgrim Grudgebearer called for warriors to aid Kislev during the Great Chaos Invasion, you were one of the first to pledge your service. Along with your father and your younger brothers, you left Karak behind, marching eagerly to war. It wasn't long before you were in the thick of the fight, trapped inside the city of Kislev. You and your kin fought fiercely against the Chaos Horde. When Kul's first assault breached the city gates, it was the dwarfs who led the counterattack that drove the enemy back and saved the day. Your fearlessness in battle earned you the name Axbiter, and the Kislevites hailed you as a hero. But the more you tasted of glory, the more you began to crave it. When Magnus's army arrived outside the city, your thirst for immortal fame ended in tragedy. Leading a force of 300 dwarfs, you tried to fight your way out of the city to join the Imperials and fight Ghoul's army together. It was a deed worthy of legend, but not even Grimnir himself could have fought his way through so vast a horde. Your reckless charge was driven back at a bitter cost. Half of the valiant dwarfs that had followed you were slain, including your father and all of your brothers. Racked with guilt over the deaths of your kin, you swore powerful oaths of vengeance against the dark powers. And so you chose the path of the Slayer, seeking redemption through a glorious death in battle. When the final battle outside the city walls began, you went forth alone to find Asavakul and challenge him to single combat. You carved a bloody path through the enemy, reaching the Chaos Lord in time to see him fall to Magnus and his knights. After the battle, you accepted an invitation from Magnus to join his retinue and return with him to Nuln. As far as you were concerned, the new Emperor owed you a glorious death, and with many of Asavakul's champions still alive, you could be sure Magnus would not lack for foes. It was an age of lawlessness and despair, a time of dark magic, treachery, and war. It is a night made for witchery and evil deeds, and across the city, guardsmen clutch their weapons tightly and count the hours until the dawn. Sleep is hard to come by on a night such as this. The air is tense, and memories of the battle at Kislev leave you restless and on edge. Suddenly, a peal of thunder shatters the stillness, followed by a howling wind that shakes the tower to its foundations. Foul magic curdles the air, and screams echo in the courtyard outside. The tower is under attack.
All right, here we go. We are live. You can see down in the bottom left corner, see left button is going to be health. Of course, that red sphere is health. The other one would be magic.
An attack! Ha! Thank the ancestors! If it's Magnus they want, they'll have to go through me first.
Alright, there we go. Hopefully the audio sounds good now. He doesn't got a whole lot on, does he? Use your potion. Right, yeah, my health isn't low.
Thanks, Sigmar, you're here. There's monsters everywhere. The tower's being overrun. I know. Exhilarating, isn't it? No. Where's Magnus? Upstairs in the throne room. There's armor in a chest by the stairs. Take whatever you need, but hurry.
Alright. You know, Dwarf, that's what I remember liking about him. He's a dude after my own heart. Alright. And we got a couple of axes. think that's about it. Alright, equipping a skill costs skill points. You earn skill points each time you level up and get them back if you unequip a skill. That's right. So, how many do we get? 21 to begin with. It's really interesting how they do this. Level 6. Oh. Level 2, and we're level 2. Okay, it'll unlock all of them. I'll explain it as we go, after we go kill some more stuff. And there is the next one. When your character, when you level up, your character gains new skills. Accessible via the skill tab of the character menu. To equip skill, you need to spend skill points. These points are reimbursed when you, they do have an interesting, really interesting way of doing that. It's easier to show you than, that's right, this thing uses my rage, but, yeah, let's make sure we kill everything. We'll jump in there, that skill page again. Yeah, and that's his little arc thing. All of them have a special thing, but I don't use it that much, but all right, here we go.
As you reach the throne room, the air seethes with foul magics. The Chaos Sorceress stands before the throne, and Magnus, the savior of the Empire, is caught within her spell. There's only one thing to do. Roaring a battle oath, you ready your axe and charge! By the time you regain your senses, the battle is over. The sorceress is gone, leaving you and Magnus for dead. The shouts of angry men fill the throne room, but these are not guardsmen. They are witch hunters, the Empire's feared inquisitors, led by none other than the infamous Heinrich Voss. You are under arrest for the murder of the Emperor Magnus, Voss declares. We try to tell him about the sorceress, but Voss refuses to listen. I see no sorceress here, he shouts. Only you and a room full of dead men. Confess your crimes, Dwarf, Voss threatens. We will have the truth from you, one way or another. After a week in the dungeons, you'll tell me everything I want to know. But before the witch hunter could make good on his threat, a commanding voice filled the room. Stop this madness at once! Teglis, Lawmaster of the High Elves, regards Voss coldly. Bragi Axbiter has told you the truth, he said. It is you who have refused to listen. Teglis examines Magnus in silence. He lives, thank the gods, the High Elf says at last. But he is in the grip of a powerful curse. It is only a matter of time before he succumbs. No one outside this room must know what happened here. If the people learn that Magnus has fallen, then everything he fought for will have been for nothing. The fate of the Empire lies in our hands. We must find this sorceress and end the curse before it's too late. If Magnus dies, the Empire dies with him.
Alright, we got control again.
There are dark and terrible forces at work in the city, Bragi Axbiter. If we are to find the sorceress and defeat her, we must confront the dark cult that has taken root in Nuln and expose its secret master.
Just tell me where I can find them, elf. My axe will take care of the rest.
The attack on the tower came from the sewers that stretch beneath the city. So long as the enemy controls the tunnels surrounding the tower, our position here is vulnerable. Your first task is simple. Enter the tunnels and drive the cultists back from the tower. Kill everything in your path, but beware. There is no telling what foul things await you in the darkness.
Ha! By Grimnir, I hope you're right.
And it has a real easy, simple wheel. wheel here. Alright. Certain advanced skills require energy before they can be used. If you don't have enough energy, you cannot use the skill. You regenerate energy by damaging enemies with basic skills shown by the symbol. If Bragi is not fighting and has no charge left, he gradually loses energy. Yep. Nice, easy game mechanic. I'm really curious to see how, if they change how and where you can get your armor, things like that. Fortunately, I didn't have a lot of time to get real deep with the game, with the beta stuff, just because of the way the beta fell with my job that I work. So, but I do remember there's a lot of looting. Damage 4. Look at that. Alright. I will try to edit out if I get a little too obsessive with the loot. Not something I'm always real good with. Fragments. That's right. It's got all kinds of cool little layers of different types of things to buff and do things to your character. We just gotta collect to begin with here. Get some easy running around and killing. Now you do want to make sure, yeah, see what I'm saying? You want to make sure that you're killing everything and you're getting all the barrels and everything else. So how we get gold. Oh, we'll take that bump in armor. What do we have here? 22 maximum health. All right. But the only thing I wish would be to turn off that chat window on the left side of the screen. Not a real big fan. Alright. So it does take a little bit here to really get things ripping. So, but as the quicker we push the story forward and ooh, that's cool. Changes his hair too. So I don't think that. Okay, so that's just health, and this one is okay. Ooh, no. We want that loot quality, so we go up here. I don't know. Let me know. Uh-oh. Yeah. Oh, there's level. Yay. Tell you though, the really interesting thing about this is once we get half a dozen levels in, and then you start trying to work around trying to get the talents that you like. Uh-oh. I'll let one of these guys form so you guys can see it. You knock them all apart, and then you kill them all again. That's the other cool thing about his axe. He, if you put it beyond another character and you go past them, see how it stunned them? It slows them down. Come here, kids. Right. Again, we'll do some creative editing here and there when it comes to all of the various loot that I'll be picking up. But fragments are yet another part we'll have to go over. But it's all good. I'm just glad that the beta build and the final build, which should be what I have, they're different. I can see slight different in some of the graphics, some of the other things. I have no shoes, and I have no pants currently. I don't remember what you use gold for this. That's the problem. It's been a couple of months, I think, since I played. So I don't remember all of it. And unfortunately, I wanted to give you guys the schematics with everything. So, or not the schematics, but a full playthrough. I didn't want to go in and burn one of the characters, then have to go screw around with the save file, all those things. You know, they're no fun.
It's done. There's nothing in the tunnels outside the tower except dead men. Plenty of signs that there are more cultists deeper in the sewers, though, or I'm no dwarf.
I do not doubt it. The servants of Nurgle flourish in darkness and filth. Our battle against the cult has only just begun. Well done. Return to me when you are ready for your next task.
Alright, ladies and gents, so we'll stop right there for this first video. Lots of cut stories and stuff. Next group of videos is going to be a whole lot of killing and a whole lot of looting. So come on back, keep smashing that like button. The more you guys really hammer that and share it, and the more views and all that I see, the faster I'll put these out, because I'm going to basically sit down and record a whole bunch of it in one sitting. So